Okay, this can't just be a coincidence. I'd make a video like, um, if it is a coincidence, it might just be that, but I just made a video calling Nick Fuentes a racist, and then then he makes this video like a day later. Nick Fuentes, I'm not racist. I mean, that'd be a crazy coincidence. So let's see how he defends himself.
Polish-American Groiper says, Nick Fuentes says, America First Show is the least racist show on the web. He loves everyone. He's a God-fearing Christian, isn't he? AF is all about love of our nation, our people, and our values. So true. I am definitely not racist. If racism means hating people, I don't hate anybody. I love everybody. I'm a Christian. I'm a lover.
Racism is not necessarily about hating other people. Racism can be about thinking other people are inferior to your people of other races are inferior to your race. I'm gonna be very charitable. That doesn't necessarily mean hatred, but it's still horrible. And everything from your race and crime video indicates that you do think of at least black people to be inferior to white people. That's racist, Nicholas. I don't care if you claim not to hate other races. Your view that black people are inferior to white people is racist.
I just am a lover of people. I love everyone. Blacks, whites, Chinese people, everybody. I love Hispanics, women. I am a lover of all people. Muslims, can't get enough. But I am racially conscious. That's all. Just cognizant of the dynamics in our country. That's it. Big Rams says, I started...
I get it. I'm not racist, I just see that some people are better than others. And what a fucking dumbass.
Working in a public pool a few weeks ago, and it completely vindicated everything you say on this show. Certain people just don't understand the rules apply to them. It's just a phenomenon. And that is what it is. A country is only as good as the people in it. If the people don't follow the rules, well, you're going to get a country without rules. You're going to get a country without standards. And you can witness that anywhere. Walmart, the mall, the airport, the bus, the public pool, just about any, McDonald's, any public place, you can see this. Go to Target, go to Walmart in a diverse city, and just see what goes on. Just see what goes on. You go to any mall, and, the mall is the most red-pilling thing there is. You go
to okay, let's see. I was about to say something, but let's see where he's going with this.
A mall in, California, then you can count the white people that are there, number one, and then you look at these, certain groups of people that they just flagrant the rules. Kids running everywhere, screaming and crying, climbing on stuff, and just... people not putting things back where they belong, just huge, huge problems.
Okay, first off about the kids climbing stuff. You don't know that's what some kids do, right? Some kids are like chaotic little twerps that just want to have fun at the expense of their surroundings. Also, that thing about that little anecdote that you said about go to a diverse mall and see the differences between the whites and the diverse people. I don't know, man. I go to there's this plaza that's a few kilometers away from me that's like really diverse, and like everything seems to be more or less orderly. So like if we're exchanging anecdotes, your anecdote is bullshit.
For people that just don't know how to act. It's like, I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago. It's the shopping cart test. In a high-trust and civilized society, when you go to the grocery store and you have a shopping cart and you take it out to your car and you empty your groceries into your trunk, you put the shopping cart back into that thing. I don't know what you call that, but you put it in its proper place. It costs you nothing. It's not inconvenient. And it helps the next person. It helps the people working at the place. You're not blocking a parking spot. It's just pro-social, high-trust, civilized, considerate behavior. And that is a perfect example of one of these behaviors that, if it's not observed, it just makes everybody's life harder. It's a demonstrable way in which the quality of life declines in a way that you don't really think about if you just get people that are inconsiderate and don't follow the rules. People that just do not think about those around them.
How the hell does this make... what are you even talking about? How is this meant to, like, vindicate you from racism? This isn't... like, shopping carts. That you're starting to sound like... That shit about shopping carts is as coherent as a Donald Trump speech.
What it is, that like social consciousness. Certain people and the people that built this country put away their shopping carts. The new people don't. They don't put away the shopping carts. And that principle...
Yeah, the people that built America. That did it after they were stolen from Africa and did it in chains and then had to fight for their freedom and had to live through years, generations of systematic racism. Yeah, Nicholas. Yeah, the people that built that country. Yeah, yeah.
Applies to everything else. They don't put away their shopping carts. They don't wait their turn. They don't get in line. They don't put things back where they're supposed to be. They just generally act with callous disregard for everyone else living in the world. And, I was on a plane when...
Yeah, like the conservatives that want people to die from lack of healthcare and want to send young people to die overseas in really stupid wars. What did your George Carlin say? Conservatives want live babies to become dead soldiers. Yeah, very, very wise.
When I was on my trip, I went from Florida to Arizona, and I was in the middle seat. No, I'm sorry, I was in the window seat. And there was a gentleman next to me in the middle. And you know how everybody gets up when the plane lands and people are supposed to leave the plane from aisle to aisle, starting with the aisle closest to the cockpit and going all the way back to the back of the plane. The three people on this side will get out and 3 people here and then the next aisle and so on. And there's maybe like 3 aisles ahead of us that still have yet to deplane. And this guy sitting in the middle climbs over the guy in the aisle seat, climbs over him, this old-timer, climbs over him, gets his bag out of the overhead bin, and then pushes and shoves his way through like 4 people in front of him, aisle still full on either side, and, storms out of the plane. Nobody says anything. You want to know why they didn't say anything? Take a wild guess. Take a wild guess why they didn't say anything. that's the kind of behavior. We've all seen it. So, enemy AC-130.
Oh my god. No, Nicholas, not only are you full of shit, you're fucking boring. You have no charisma, you have no engaging rhetorical style. You're just a pretentious twat. I mean, I'm pretentious, but oh, god damn it, at least I'm not spreading racist bullshit. That's what you're doing. I mean, if this is your defense of your opinions of not being racist, you're doing a fucking really poor job of it.
He says, black pill junkies are prone to do things that will send them to hell. The devil would love to both hurt our movement and drag someone to damnation at the same time. Keep the faith, God will win. So true. Yeah, don't get black-pilled. Getting black-pilled is honestly, it is horrible for you. It's bad for your health. It's bad for your mental.
Yeah, about that God shit. I don't care about that. I don't believe in God.
Mental health. It's just bad for you. You know, despair is not good. Despair is actually a sin. And out of despair, you're right, people do sin. So, trust in God. If you don't trust me, if you don't trust Donald Trump, trust God. That's
People sin out of despair. I guess that can be true, but people have sinned or rather committed terrible crimes believing that they were doing God's work. I mean, like the Crusades, those were not just wars. They weren't fighting against Muslim invasions. It was just it was just the Pope thinking, my history is not the best, but look, the crux of my argument is the Crusades went into the Holy Land and killed Muslims and Jews and other Christians because they thought they were doing God's work. They didn't just kill Muslims, they also killed Jews and other Christians and also pagans. They thought they were doing God's work, even though God said, "Do not kill." I don't know. I'm pretty sure all those pedophile priests thought that they were doing. Thought they had God's special permission to, do that kind of stuff. Nicholas. Nicholas. Religion, it doesn't mean you won't never do bad things.
The best advice that I can give you, and ultimately you have to realize that everything is temporary. Everything in this life, even when it might seem like it's life or death stakes, and it is, but it's life or death in this life. And that's not to say that it's not important. That's not to say that we're not going to fight. But ultimately, you need to have a sort of consciousness. You need to have this, not just a white consciousness, but also a consciousness of your role in the cosmos. You have to have a consciousness of your role transcendentally, so to speak. That you're...
This video has gone from I'm not racist to trusting God and blah blah blah. If you're watching this and you're a religious person, that's fine. You can believe whatever you want, and I'm not gonna lump you. I'm not gonna lump you with pedophiles. If you think living religiously is the best thing for you and you're not harming anyone, good for you, but do you really want this? Is he the best person you want representing you? This, like, he claims not to be racist, but he's doing a really poor job out convincing me. Then again, I am part of the regressive left.
You're not just a white person, you have a soul too, and that actually matters, not just for your...
Are you implying that black people don't have souls? It doesn't matter, there aren't any, there's no such thing as a soul.
Spiritual life, but also for your material life too. You know, people think that, well, if I neglect my spiritual life, you know, well, I'm going to do what I want, and maybe I'll get around to the spiritual stuff later. It's like, by sinning and by going against God, you not only hurt your...
Are you saying that black people do more crimes because they aren't religious? That's, like, incredibly stupid. I cannot handle this anymore. Your video is bullshit. Your arguments are bullshit. Your logic is bullshit. I cannot. This is... No, Nicholas, you are racist. Your arguments against it are bullshit. So... I'm not even gonna watch the rest of your video. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. You're bullshit. You're full of shit. My God, if you like, my last Nicholas Fuentes video got some pretty good views for this channel. It also got a ton of downvotes. So, well, not a ton of downvotes, like 5 downvotes to no upvotes. So, you're probably, I don't know, you probably saw this video titled, "No Nick Fuentes, you are racist," and decided to just click on it to maybe watch like a minute of it and downvote at the end. So, thank you for the downvote. It nonetheless helps the video in YouTube's algorithm. I hope you outgrow Nick Fuentes' bullshit. Yeah, see y'all.